Okay, it's time for our aviation report, and if you guys ever been on an airplane? Raise your hand. You guys love going on an airplane. All right, so let's talk about the aviation. Let's give it up for Richard Kaplan.
Thank you, Howie. Thank you. Boeing recently celebrated its centennial celebration of aviation. Boeing started building aircraft in July of 1916. They celebrated 100 years in 2016, and they show no signs of weakening at all. If anything, they are the strongest corporation on the planet right now. One of the things that makes Boeing so special is the fact that they build these airplanes right here in the United States. They are, without a doubt, state-of-the-art. If you guys are into video games, then you definitely would be into aviation, because the cockpits of these aircraft are like video games. They are state-of-the-art, fly-by-wire technology, which means that you are dependent on the electronics for your controls and for your avionics. Boeing has grown in leaps and bounds throughout the years. During World War II, they were most famous for building B-29 Super Fortresses. And now, most recently, they are engaged in building the next generation of commercial jetliner known as the Dreamliner. The Dreamliner is a twin-engined, long-haul aircraft. It's a Boeing 787 as it's designated. It is truly state-of-the-art. In fact, a little education, because I got a lot of young people in the audience today. Boeing 787-9 series operates the second longest flight in the world, Perth, Australia to London, England, non-stop. It is remarkable. And what makes this aircraft so special is the fact that it's built in Seattle, Washington, as well as Taipei, China, Taiwan. It is without a doubt one of the most amazing airplanes I personally have ever seen. I had the honor yesterday of going to an open house at McGuire Air Force Base, Howie, and I got to go on board some Boeing aircraft. I went on board the C-17 Globemaster III. Now, the C-17 is a four-engine cargo jet that the military uses. It is their workhorse. It is state-of-the-art. I got to sit in the cockpit of this aircraft. As I'm sitting in the cockpit, I'm not a very emotional person, but I got teary-eyed because I've always had a passion for aviation. Ever since I was a little kid. My father was a navigator in World War II, and I love everything about Boeing. I love the direction they're going, and if I could work for them, I'd work for them in a heartbeat, because this is a company that has a lot to offer, has a tremendous amount of history. They build rockets, they build commercial jets, they build helicopters. You name it, Boeing's involved in it. And if you have cell phones, your technology came from aviation. So aviation plays a very big role. And Howie, the 100 years they've been doing this, they've never stopped. They built the 707, which was the Pan Am Clipper. Pan Am launched the 707, and it is an amazing airplane, 4 engines. The military still use them, in fact. And according to the 103rd Air Wing, McGuire Air Force Base, they have no intentions of retiring it. They love it that much because it's versatile, it's a workhorse, it does what you need it to do. The 747 is famous. It's the first jumbo jet, and Boeing built it at a time where people were doubting that this plane would even fly, and it flew. And if you look at the technology, you know, one of my friends dogs on Airbus constantly, and I dog on them too because of the fact that it's all fly-by-wire, it's all composite material. But what Boeing has done is built old school. They build hand-assembled. The parts are not computer technological like Airbus is, except for the 777, which is. But what makes Boeing so special is the fact that these people are passionate about what they do. Not that Airbus isn't, but if you've ever been to a Boeing facility or a Boeing plant, this is what they do. They build planes, and they build them special. And I've flown on Boeing aircraft, and I can tell you there's a saying in aviation, if it's not Boeing, I ain't going. And I mean everything I say with that. I love Boeing to death. My house is all Boeing aircraft. I collect planes. I have tons of Boeing jets. I would have brought them if not for the fact that I was a little concerned about it. But I can tell you, I did bring pictures. If people want to look at them, they're welcome to. I have photos of the 787. I have photos of the cockpit of the C-17. And if the C-17 is any indication of the direction that Boeing is going in, I'm telling you, if I made enough money, I'd buy their stock in a heartbeat, Howie, because they're that special. They really are. I love them to death.
All right, great report. And by the way, if you look at the top 100 stocks on the S&P 100, Boeing has had a larger increase than any other stock on the market. So it's been, as we can say, flying the last year.
Oh, it is flying. It's absolutely flying. Boeing stock is at $334 a share, which is remarkable. And if you look at Airbus, I don't know what the share value is for Airbus, but I can tell you the reason Airbus is not doing well is because of the fact they are building planes on computers. Boeing is building planes with the old slide rule technology where it's old school. And old school is winning big because pilots know what they want. And as an airline enthusiast, I know I want an aircraft that's reliable. I know I want an airplane that's going to get me from A to B. And I want an airplane that's no excuses. Boeing delivers on all three.
Awesome. All right, let's give up for Richard Kaplan. Great job on the Aviation Report.